Jalen Green is a once-in-a-generation type of talent, and he's looking like he's going to be the next superstar in the NBA. But however, with that being said, if he doesn't fix this one certain thing, he might be in big trouble. What's good, guys? Hope you're having a blessed day. We are approaching 90,000 subscribers, so if you love basketball content, what are you doing? Join the family, hit that subscribe button, and leave a like for more. And without further ado, let's dive straight into this video. Look, I don't have to sit up here and tell you guys how good he is at basketball because quite frankly, we know how good this kid is. He averaged 30 points per game in the high school, was the #1 player almost his entire life, and he's a straight up bucket. Great scorer, great athlete, and all around he's a great player. But we're not going to talk about what he can do and the upside of his game, we're going to talk about what might hurt him and the downside. I'ma just keep it 100, there's not too many things you can even critique about his game. A lot of people and especially recruiters say he doesn't have the best handles, but I think they're just fine. What's actually going to hurt him and may hold him back in the NBA is his shooting ability. I think we can all agree, Jalen Green, he's not a great shooter by any means. And I would even go as far as to saying it's questionable to even label him as a good shooter. He has a pretty good shooting form, so I'm sure he'll fix that in the long run, but as from what we've seen, it hasn't been outstanding. As just a sophomore in high school, he averaged 30 points per game. We all know that, but he only shot 35% from the three-point line. And don't get me wrong, 35% it's good, but at the high school level, it's not really that good if you know what I mean. It's for obvious reasons as to why 35% isn't good for high school. Number one, you're not playing that great a competition. Number two, when people contest you, especially when you're as tall as him, it doesn't really affect your shot. For most high schoolers, you would like to see him shooting at least 40% behind the arc, and in college, maybe 35, in the NBA, maybe 35 or even 33%. Is 35% bad? No, it's not, but it doesn't really stand out at you. I know. Yo, Matt, he was a sophomore. Yes, I'll give you that, and I'll give Jalen the benefit of the doubt. But flash forward to his junior year, it was much of the same. He only improved his three-point percentage by 1% to 36%. And for a player who's known as a dunker and a slasher, he gets more open looks than you think. A lot of players were sagging off of him in high school, so that gave him the green light. Also to throw in there, he doesn't typically shoot a lot of mid-ranges, at least in high school, so I wonder if he'll do that at the next level. He was either shooting threes or attacking the rim, there was no in between. And for his senior year and the rest of his career, the trend relatively stayed the same. He really struggled to get that three-point percentage near 40%, and it really showed. To you guys who only watch the Hoop Mixtape and the Ball is Life videos, you don't really see that. You see the highlights, you don't get to see the lowlights and the bad side of his game. There was a lot of games throughout his high school career where he really struggled to get that three-point shot to fall. He had many games where he went 1 for 5, 2 for 5, 2 for 6, and 3 for 7 and stuff like that. And like I've stated, it's not really noticeable, especially in high school, because he does a lot of other things really great. When you're dunking on people averaging 35 points per game, people aren't really going to remember you missing a couple of threes. Here's the thing, he didn't shoot that many per game, but he also didn't make that many. And if you think I'm wrong, just listen to this. Has anyone ever came up to you or you just thought to yourself that, man, Jalen Green's the best shooter in the country? When you talk about Green, you just rarely, and I mean rarely, mention his shooting ability. It's flat out plain and simple, he's not known for being a shooter. And with the way the NBA is trending, you gotta be effective shooting the ball to be relevant. I mean, look at LeBron, his first 4 to 5 years, he wasn't known as a shooter. But with the way things have changed, he's developed and changed his game too, so now you gotta guard him. What separates your good and great players is that the great ones adapt to the game and the changes. Can Jalen do that? Of course, and I really think he will, but this may hurt him in the long run if he doesn't fix it. Or maybe not even the long run, but as soon as he gets into the league. Another stat I want to throw in there is that when he played for Team USA in 2019, he was doing good, but he struggled once again shooting the ball. He wound up shooting 43% from the field, which is pretty solid, but he only shot 33% from the three-point line. I think I've shown you guys enough examples that he's pretty much a 34 to 35% three-point shooter. And the scary thing is that's just for high school. Everyone knows when you go to college and the NBA, those numbers will just decrease. Normally, a 50% three-point shooter in high school turns into a 40% shooter in college, and then they go to a 35% shooter in the NBA. So I think you know where I'm about to go with this. If Jalen's shooting 35% in high school and he's about to go into the NBA, it's really gonna be hard for him to even shoot around 30 or 31%. Then that's where people really start to get skeptical, because once you get below 30%, you're talking about 28 and 29, that's almost terrible. Once again, I'm not saying he's gonna get into the NBA and lay an egg and just be a terrible shooter, but I'm saying if he doesn't work on it, it could happen. As always, I'm very curious. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Is he gonna struggle to shoot at the next level, or is he gonna be just fine and shock me and shock you guys? But hey man, with all that being said, that's about gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, once again, consider hitting that subscribe button, joining the family, road to 90K, and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.